Hi, so today I'm making lemon drizzle bars and I'm just up because straight after this I'm going out. So let's get started. First thing I have for the actual thing is 50 milliliters of lemon juice, and then we have 125 milliliters of milk, 2 eggs, hold on, it is 140 grams of icing sugar, 150 grams of butter, 175 grams, no, hold on, I feel really bad now, 175 grams of castor sugar, and have a drop granulated because I ran out of castor. I have 1 rind of a whole lemon, and I have 175 grams of self-raising flour. So I preheated the oven to 180 degrees, which is 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and I have the pan greased with butter, and I finally got one, guys. I know, I thought it was necessary, and it does come in handy. So first thing I'm going to do is add in our butter, and this should be softened, so I'm just going to, okay, so sorry about that, but now I've added in my butter, and I'm going to beat that together with this, because it's meant to be cut up, and I didn't do that, and it's meant to be room temperature. Not sure how much I actually recorded, because my phone went off, and then all the stuff, the video, and yeah. So now I'm going to add in the sugar, which is very good granulated, and 170 grams of castor. You're meant to use 175 grams, but you know, the shizam. So I'm just going to add all that in there. Going to put it there to the side. And I'm actually going to use a knife at first just to make sure it gets kind of mixed in well and doesn't kind of go everywhere. And I'm also going to add in one of the eggs, and I'm going to mix it, and I'm going to add in another egg. Okay? So. And if Bulla can just throw me a towel there because my hands have egg on it. Yeah, of course. Sorry about that. Just gonna. Okay, she caught it. Well done, Bulla. Sorry about that. So now that it's up this kind of wet, it looks kind of like scrambled eggs, to be honest. Wet, kind of lumpy, but not massive lumps, just kind of really small, like air bubble sized ones. I'm going to just mix in my lemon rind, and make sure you get all of the lemon in here, and all of the rind off the plate, because it's really important to get all that lemon in there, otherwise you're not going to have as good of a taste. So, yeah. I'm going to mix this in. And now I'm going to fold in the flour. Now it's important not to use this and to use a knife or fork or a wooden spoon. I just have a knife on hand, so that's what I'm using. And I'm going to move these out of the way so you guys can see better what I'm doing. So I'm just kind of going around here and folding it up. So around and up, around and up, around and up. And I'm just going to kind of go in the middle and just kind of mix it, and then go around and up, around and up, around and up. And this kind of gets a perfect kind of consistency, especially since you kind of want to get some of the air in there, and that will actually affect your batter. So I'm going to stop here, and then when I'm done I'll be back and I'll show you. Okay, so this is the consistency. As you can see, it's kind of wiggly, so if you can see that. but it does hold its shape. And it's kind of like, if I put that on a knife, it's not really going to fall, but if it does, it's going to be for me kind of going like this, and it's going to fall in one big clump, and it's not kind of going to be runny, so it's quite good. Now I'm going to add in half the milk. That's about half. Well, it's a bit more than half, which is exactly what I want. And then actually, first of all, I'm going to use my knife just to make sure there's no, like, massive spillages. So never mix with something drier than that, or wetter than that, because that is alright to mix with. There's probably still going to be some milk to go off to the side, to be honest. But you know, this is what you're going to get. And as you can see, the consistency here, you can kind of tell that this is like a bit clumpy, but that's alright because it's just butter, and that butter is going to melt in the oven. And now I'm just going to, while mixing, add in the rest of our milk. And yeah, I'll move back to just splattering a bit, but it's not actually that much. And it's kind of a wet consistency, but it's holding shape. Okay, so this is the consistency now. It's kind of really wet, but like it's not like, okay, I'm going to pick it up. It's not going to just fall off like it would if you were to pick up some milk and go, oh, you know? So I'm just going to wipe off my hands here. And then I'm just going to spoon this into here. So what I'm going to do is just pour it in like you do, you know. Make sure you evenly pour it though, like that's important. Honestly, this looks a bit like grits does, if you know what I mean by grits. Like the food, my mom's favorite breakfast, just saying. So if Ola can just get me one of those silicone scraper things, that would be great. Okay, just try to walk off with you guys. Thank you. So it's really important to use one of these because you don't know how much batter you're missing until you use one of these. So I definitely think this was one of the best baking investments I've ever made. It wasn't even that expensive because you don't have to get like a really good one. Just get a cheap one. Like mine was only €5. Like that's not bad at all. And it's pretty much the best investment, like I said. So just putting that to the side. Now I'm just going to flatten this out. So this will look quite thin, but remember there's self-raising flour in this, so it will raise quite a good bit, or at least it should do. If it doesn't, you use the wrong flour. So once again, best investment. It smooths out my things. But yeah, I think it's one of the best investments I've ever made. So I'm just going to put this in the oven and I'll be back. I'll tell you how long because I'm not actually quite sure until I take this out, so yeah. Okay, so now for the icing, well, syrup, whatever they call it, syrup in the book. I don't know, I'm just going to call it the topping. But anyway, I have 140 grams of icing sugar. I'm going to add that into the bowl. And then I have, I believe 50 milliliters of lemon juice. And I'm going to add in about 25 milliliters first. Just to start off, so looks like that. This is going to be our lemon topping. If Ola wants to move back, so this is going to splash. So you'll see me soon. Okay, so now I'm just going to add in the rest of the lemon. This looks basically like royal icing, if any of you cake addicts know what I mean. So this is it. It's golden brown. We left it to cook for 35 to 40 minutes. We're going to leave this to cool. Then we're going to put on the drizzle that we made earlier, and we're going to cut it up. So bye. Okay guys, so here's the icing as I made a couple minutes ago, as you probably saw. Unless you skipped this video, don't. Bad things. And I'm just going to drizzle this. And this isn't going to look that pretty, I mean. Does it have to? No. Just me, my friends, and my family eating it. And it's mainly just for taste, if you ask me. So this is just kind of something that you just kind of mess around with and do it really quick. So, like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and bye!